Bird.
Alrighty. Hello and welcome everyone back. This is yet another completely random Red Cape Sports live stream. That's kind of how we like to do it here because honestly, guys, that's, in my opinion at least, this is how you're going to get the most genuine thoughts on what's happening in the market, what's happening in the card world. So we got producer Mitch here, my brother. And of course, we do have some general topics that we did want to touch base on. But first, for all those of you here, definitely be sure to smash the like button. Definitely helps us out. Honestly, right, Mitch? It's probably one of the best ways to help grow the channel.
Yeah, definitely that. Even ask questions, engage. I think that comment section is going to help out a lot. And one thing I like, we're at 535 members in the Facebook group.
Nice.
And every day I've been adding people. So thank you for sharing and posting. And if you have any questions, don't forget to do that as well. So,
all right. So we're gonna start it off really hot. Mitch, this is something that I kid you not, I've had like a dozen people reach out to me personally, asking for my thoughts, opinions, comments on NBA Top Shot. So briefly, we're both gonna give it our thoughts and opinions here. But before I do that, just a brief explanation of what it is. It's essentially on the blockchain. They're not physical cards. These are digital moments, right? They're not cards. They're around 15-second videos of actual moments that happened in the NBA. So for example, doesn't matter what the game is, whatever is going on, it's a moment. So if LeBron James comes out and dunks, that 15-second clip will then be basically turned into a card, so to speak. And then, of course, you can add it to your collection, you can trade, and that's essentially what makes the moment go up in price. So Gary V is behind it. It's actually licensed by the NBA, which I figured that out the other day. And, guys such as Mark Cuban, they're into it. It's super weird to me though, and there's now soccer that's coming into it. Gary V tweeted, but overall, Mitch, what do you think about NBA Top Shot? Is this something that's going to last? Is there still time to get in?
well, like you can get the packs and stuff. I think there's something about the whole what is it the whole fungible tokens and all that. Like blockchain is going to be powerful. I hope they can integrate it with physical cards, like to be able to, have like a Tatis rookie and to have that through the blockchain. It's going to be really cool to be able to identify who owns it and even transact with money, whether it be Bitcoin or another coin that, you're able to use as money. I think I think the idea is there. To be honest, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I think it's early. I was checking out some of the clips and stuff. Do I know if I want to own a clip that I can already get from YouTube?
Correct.
The whole blockchain idea. I'd be more excited if it was specifically like physical cards that you could own and stuff. So,
it's
I don't know it enough. I don't know it enough. Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I did a lot of research into it. Obviously not like 40 hours worth of research. But I would say, I put in a good 5 to 10 hours into it, so you guys can kind of say whatever you want in terms of the research. But I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of NBA Top Shot. With that being said, it's not necessarily to say either you're a lover of the traditional cards or you're a lover of digital, but my oh my, I believe in, let's say, 5 to 10 years time, these current 15-year-olds and these current 13-year-olds who are eventually going to become, young adults with all this money. Well, they kind of grew up with cell phones in their hands, things like that. And digital is a stream. My worry though, however, with NBA Top Shot, now there are certain cards, right? Like they're serial numbered, and there are certain sets and packs that are closed off. But what's to say, like, that they're not just going to go out and create more LeBron moments, more Luka moments, more Giannis moments, so on and so on. So for me, a moment is just that. It's 15 seconds. I would much rather own a card that represents an entire career. Me personally, right? I want something that represents an entire career.
Well,
I don't just want a Steph Curry 3, just a random Steph Curry 3, and he's made Lord knows how many. So for me, like, I think if you get in, there's still a little bit of a window to make money. But I would treat it like Walmart, buy your stuff and get out. Because I think the market's going to, I think it's going to take a big hit eventually.
yeah, I mean, my thing is like if you buy a clip, can like nobody else watch that clip or own that?
So people can see it, right? Because then you can trade said clip, like you own that moment slash clip.
Yeah, but what do you mean you own it? Like, isn't it also on YouTube? Like,
Exactly, it is though.
that's the only thing.
Yeah.
The only thing is like I feel like you can download it. Whereas like if I own like this card, if I own this Yu-Gi-Oh card, it'd be cool to have a blockchain code just to show like that I own this card, right?
Yeah.
Um,
No, and
I don't know.
agree.
It just seems like we're putting money and attaching blockchain to a lot of things. I think the idea is cool. Like I know those one-on-one pieces of art, like a photo. I don't know. I really wish it would bring physical, like a physical card that you could then trade through the blockchain. I don't know. I think blockchain's really early. It's like the internet.
I do too.
Like the internet is way cooler now because we have cell phones and because we have better processing power on our computers. We have higher RAM. We have terabytes of data that we can move across the internet. Whereas before we only had a disk. Internet was cool a long time ago, but we didn't have the means to use it the same. So
See,
I think it's early. I just think it's early, and I think maybe you're buying a cassette tape when you should be waiting for the Blu-ray in the future, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you see it catching on more down the road, or what is that to say?
When it's quicker, when it makes more sense. It just seems weird. I just don't know how much value there is in owning a clip that anybody else can get, but you own it through the blockchain. I don't know.
And it's crazy, right? I mean, some of these are literally going for $500,000. My big thing with this, though, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like me saying this, it's a fad, it's a trend. Tamagotchis used to be cool. You don't see anyone with a Tamagotchi anymore. People used to wear fanny packs. Now I guess fanny packs have come and gone. But at the end of the day, Mitch, it's just that to me, it's a fad, and a lot of people are going to be left holding the bag. Look at some of these prices, and I don't know. Like, again, this is just a moment in time, and I'm not saying I like sports cards better than this. The answer obviously is I do like sports cards better than this. It's tangible. It's something I can hold on to and liquid. However, at the end of the day, you're going to have people who love it and people who hate it, right? A lot of people still don't understand Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those altcoins, right? Me and you, we're fairly versed within the blockchain and we believe in blockchain. I just don't know if I believe in this specifically. There's so many risk and reward, and I would rather put my money into regular sports cards.
Yeah, I mean, the first, like I said too, like maybe I just don't see it. Like even when it comes down to like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I was first into Bitcoin in 2016.
Mhm.
I started buying a bit. I bought a full Ethereum like years ago, and I still have it. And I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know it was the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
But specifically Bitcoin, the whole idea of a decentralized world. And now, like, as you get older, you start to realize, like, hey, the idea that we could own our own money, do our own things, that's a bigger deal than what I thought of as a kid, or even, after graduating college and university. So, maybe I
let me say this too.
I definitely don't understand it enough. My only thing is, I don't know if owning a piece of video that anybody else can get access to on YouTube is really worth it. That's the only thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I was thinking about it earlier on today too, knowing that this would be a topic. And I'm kind of thinking of it as column C or even Star Stock, right? Let's say these two platforms. So before you actually physically send off your cards to them, right? Most people, if you're smart about it, you'll actually take the time to look up how many cards are on the website. Let's say there's only 3. So you might think, hey, you know what? I'll send them off a boatload of cards, and then I can kind of own that said market within there. But everyone else has the same idea. And then what happens? This $60 card, because everyone sends in, the next thing you know, it turns in from 3 cards on the site to 200. That $60 card now, right? People want to have the lowest price to be competitive. So the price starts going down and down. What I believe is going to happen, and Dappers, the pardon me, the people in charge of this, they're going to have to risk, or pardon me, they're going to have to avoid the temptation to just make more packs, make too much product. Because if they have too much product, then there's more stuff for the new people to get into, right? It really is that supply and demand. I know back in September, there was only, a very small quantity of stuff that people could actually purchase. But now we're seeing more and more and more and more. And I think with everyone just coming into it, now everyone's got something to sell, but not enough buyers. And, I could be wrong. We very well could be wrong on this. I think it's another FOMO thing to avoid personally, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if it works the same for video, because a video is a sequence of 24 to 30 images per second, and it just seems a little, I don't know, it just seems really weird. Like, I don't know. I like, where's the scarcity in the clip if you can get on YouTube? Like, that's one thing, but also, like, I don't know. It just, something seems a little weird about it. If they were like e-packs and like you could prove that you owned it and you had this, and you had it through the blockchain, and which would verify it really smoothly. We're not going to talk about how blockchain works, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know about these little clips.
Yeah.
And
Like
stuff.
I said, this specifically too. So the reason why I said that you can still make money if you get into it now, I strongly do believe that. But once NBA playoffs hit, I think that's going to be the peak. And then people are going to lose interest when NBA isn't on, unless they come out with like vintage players. And I think you're going to start to see prices just naturally dip. Like they're going to have to. Can't really make moments when moments aren't happening. I don't know. Maybe they'll go back in time and they'll have a Vince Carter, 2001, I think it was, NBA dunk contest clip or moment. Again, it's, I think you have to know it to get into it. And I think, I don't know, there's so many different things to think. But anyway, just to wrap it all up, I believe the window is starting to close for profit. And personally, I would be putting my money into something that A, I understand better, and B, that I personally do believe will do better.
But even to talk about it, like, I'm looking at the article now, like, it says why an animated flying cat with the Pop-Tart body sold for almost $600,000. Like, how is that worth $600,000? It's like some random meme video. Like, it's kind of like the whole thing with Doge. For people that don't know, Dogecoin is a meme coin.
Yes.
It's not a real coin. Elon Musk is just playing with people.
Oh, for sure. He knows what he's doing.
Here's blockchain. All the ERC20 altcoins are using like the same software and whatnot. So I don't know. I think it's scary to like dump a lot of money into something like that where you just don't know, right? But you could be wrong. It's just, how did a little clip sell for $600,000?
That's just it, man. I mean, digital. And don't get me wrong, I do believe that just the way that the world is going, things are going more and more digital. I just don't know if this is going to be the one digital innovation that's going to last, and you hear all the time, oh, well, Upper Deck in their e-pack isn't really catching on. You hear Topps kind of failed and Panini failed. So people are just gravitating towards this. But again, I think there's going to be something bigger and better down the road. And I don't necessarily know if this is going to be it. So, and I will say this too. Again, I do believe that it can go up, but I mean, let's say you put in $100 and you've made 1,500, because I've seen people who have done that. You might want to consider cashing out. Take your profits, because nothing here is, obviously it's legit, but nothing here is guaranteed.
Here,
So,
I have a question put up a DT Top Shot.
Gotcha.
And he has like, this is on a blockchain. You can verify ownership history. Yeah, I like that. And that's if it's not like a privacy coin or if it's like Monero or something. But like, okay, so if you can verify the ownership history, my question is, where is still like the worth in like a clip? Like, couldn't I just make a
Yeah.
clip, put it on the blockchain? Not that I even know how to do that, but you know, like, where's the like? How is something worth $600,000 and it's like a clip?
I think it's more hype than anything, right?
Yeah, like I mean, I understand the idea. It's like there's only one of them, but it's not even that cool. Come on, man. It's a little flying cat. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I just
Yeah. And again, that's my thing too, right? So obviously, the same thing that goes with the sports cards. The number one out of the set and any card that matches the guy's jersey number. That's why Zion Williamson currently has the most expensive NBA Top Shot, because his jersey number is number one, and it's the first card within the set. But again, there's going to be more moments and more moments and more moments and more moments. There's going to be a Zion block. There's going to be a Zion dunk. There's going to be a Zion and throwdown dunk. There's going to be a Zion alley oop. There's going to be all these different moments, and it's going to be like so much. Like, what I'm saying is, there's going to eventually be more rookie moments than there are physical rookie cards, and that's saying something because there are so many rookie cards of Zion Williamson. And
yeah, but I even said that too. Like, there's so many Zion rookie, PSA 10, and it's still like a cool card, and it costs a lot of money to get those, cards in hand, and they're real. But even like if you go to Panini's website, their blockchain cards, I was gonna get some, but like, dude, some of them are like 40, 50 grand. But I think it comes with the physical card too, right?
I mean, I don't know. I do believe like in the power of EPAC and the concept. I just don't believe anyone's done it right yet. Like, I don't know. At the end of the day, there's still like I said, there's still so many people who don't understand the blockchain. So
Yeah.
in order for this to catch on, you literally need people to understand how it works. So if people don't understand how it works, and again, that's just
Well, how does the
another
internet
concern of
work?
mine.
How does the internet work?
Okay, to your point, most people don't know how the internet works. But what I'm saying is, to dump in this amount of money, I don't know. I'm sure people have done very well, and I'm sure people will continue to do very well. I just I'm not putting my money into this. I think it's another FOMO, another fear of missing out. You got to be part of this thing. And I'm pretty sure most people know the bare minimum of, let's put in money, let's make money. But
I think for $10 is worth getting some,
for
even if you
sure, and I mean that's an important thing
but
to talk about
my
too.
only thing is like some of these and like these non-fungible token stuff, like people are paying like 12 grand for stuff. Like, dude, that's crazy for
Yeah.
like these
So,
random things, right?
and again, DT Top Shot,
And
I'm well aware.
I agree with what DT's saying here. I just
Like, I
it,
get that,
it
right?
depends on
Mitch and
what
I
you're
both get
into,
that.
that's all.
But again, it's scarce in the sense of NBA Top Shot. What Mitch and I are saying is it's not scarce in the sense that we can go out on YouTube and watch the same clip. We can't
Not
own
only
the
that,
clip
but
on
like,
YouTube. It's just it's weird.
yeah, not only that, my only thing is like, yeah, it's I don't know, maybe it's just too new and I don't even see it.
Yeah,
Like, dude, I literally could have bought Bitcoin for cheap, and I didn't. Like, I bought a bit, I didn't buy enough. Who
and
knows?
again, there DT Top Shot. I've done research. I understand how it works. I've wrapped I've tried to put myself in the shoes of someone who's really, really, really interested in this. And at the end of the day, it comes down to it's new. It doesn't excite me. Honestly, it doesn't excite me because
Yeah, but,
again,
yeah,
that's
but that's
one
the
moment.
goal today, though. This is something that okay. Imagine it's more like what was Spielberg's last movie where they're like in the, in like the internet. What's that one called?
I don't know.
Anyways, when we get to the point where we're literally inside the internet, that's where it's going to be a thing where you can like, say you're like an animated character and you feel like you're inside of a video game, so to speak. Then if you own something digitally, then that's where it's going to be more powerful. I think like when I really think about Bitcoin, I think it's just we're too much in the physical world. Maybe when we legit dive deeper into us like connecting with the internet or becoming one with the internet, then all this stuff will become more scarce too. Because nobody's gonna care about a card when your brain is attached to the internet. That
for sure, but we're a while away from that.
No, I don't. Who knows? I'm just saying, 20, 30 years. If you can be a character in a video game, like act like in real life, then if you can use your cryptos or your Litecoins in that world, and you could physically hold them in the fake world, then I can see it being big. And if you could be in that digital world and to show somebody in that world that you have this first cat video that you paid $500,000 for, I don't know. I think a lot of it's early, and I don't know. Maybe we should have bought those packs.
What do you think of this comment? This comment, I got to be honest, and I mean, DT Top Shot, you've been great, commenting down here. This comment scares me.
Which one?
To almost guarantee, the one that I have pinned up, to almost guarantee that you can buy something for $9 and almost guarantee that it'll be worth $14+.
Dude, I think he's right.
Sure, right now. That's the mentality right now. Buying something for $9 and making 14 might be the mentality right now. That's the FOMO speaking into you. That's what people want to believe. But there's going to eventually come a point where people are just dropping all this money, and these packs won't guarantee that they're worth more. And that's what I'm saying. That's the part that scares me.
Yeah, but people are paying like thousands of dollars for players that haven't even played a whole year. Like, dude, like it's weird because Bird, when we started talking about this stuff like 2 years ago, whatever it was, dude, like cards were like, $5 when they came out, $50. Now it's like a rookie comes out, Joe Burrow's like $300 raw, not even in good condition. So things are changing. Like it's a weird time too.
Yeah, things are changing for sure. Anyway, guys,
I don't want to get one of these packs so I can understand it. The best thing I did was, okay, I did waste money on it, but I wasted money on new Pokemon sets. I bought the new packs, like the Sword and Shield, and I got to learn. Why people like these cards, and that was smart. I need to dive into this, and at $14, probably worth it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's fair to say. Again, the point I want to make is don't be putting in $200 expecting to make 400. Again, if you do that today, you very well could. I don't know. I'm staying away. Anyway, we got to move on because we can talk about Top Shot.
I could talk about
forever. Mitch, we need to talk about this. Artemi Panarin will not be playing tonight. He's taking a leave of absence for, I want to say, 2 reasons. So long story short, Artemi Panarin has been extremely critical of Vladimir Putin being Russian. No, like this is a real story, dude. He's been extremely critical.
You don't call out Putin.
Well, he has. He's called out Putin, and now, he's basically gone to Putin's rival, right? And he supported him. So both calling out Putin and supporting Putin's rival. So long story short, he's taking a leave of absence now because they're trying to link a story from 2011 when Artemi Panarin was playing in the KHL that he assaulted a woman. Whether or not that's true, we don't know. There's a lot of people, including even the New York Rangers, just completely denying these claims, saying that it's a political tactic from Putin. But regardless, he's on a leave of absence now. And any allegation is a real allegation. Throw it back to, let's say, Ezekiel Elliott. When Ezekiel Elliott had those rape allegations, he had a lot of text evidence to say that his ex-girlfriend was going to try to ruin his career, and his prices took a dip. We're starting to see Artemi Panarin's prices slowly but surely drop. So my question to you, A, how will this affect Panarin, these allegations? And B, at what price would you buy at if he dips low enough?
Well, it's funny because legit, I told Bird probably like a week ago, I'm like, dude, I think I want to sell. Dude, I found a Panarin BGS 95 under my bed, and I sold that card at a good profit 2 or 3 days ago. And then this news came out the next morning.
Yeah,
So I sold at a wonderful time. I just want to say that.
for sure.
Um, I mean, dude, you don't call out Putin. Who calls out Putin? Like, dude, I don't know if you looked at that guy's net worth, but dude, he's definitely. I don't know. I don't even want to call him out. You just don't do that. So, um, well, I don't even know your question. I just think this is crazy. This is awesome.
So,
I love sports.
question number one was, how do you think these allegations, whether you can look at it both ways. You can look at the allegation of, the assault allegation, and
Yeah.
even how he's calling out Putin. How do you think that's going to affect his market? And if it does drop, what price point will you be buying at?
Mm. I think it depends on how serious it is, right? Allegations like this isn't good because I went through some of it. Like, didn't he beat up like some little girl and stuff? Like,
That,
I don't even know how
that's the
old she was,
allegation.
but I don't know. I just don't know what happened, right? That's
Mhm.
the thing. And this always happens too when you're a superstar. I mean, they just come at you different. Whoever, like, dude, even if you're a person that wants to make change or make a difference, they're going to destroy you when you're at the top because people want to see people like that fail.
Mhm.
When Tiger Woods, who we'll talk about later, I'm sure, when he had all of his stuff going on, people just want to see the top guy go down, whether it's
Mhm.
like an athlete, politician, like whether you like Obama or not, a lot of people also hated him. You know what I mean? Because he's trying to,
Yep.
you're trying to be the first black president. You're trying to make all this change. That's tough, right? And I mean, just look at what happens to these top people, right? So I don't know. I like to hear what other people think. I have
Yeah.
no idea. It's so hard to know because
Um, Brandon George says since the news, he's seen a lot of listings on eBay within the past few hours, and I've certainly seen that too. And full transparency, it's weird how it worked out before I knew of the news. So about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, I actually sold his PSA 9, and I was very happy with the return on it. But again, I got that for $22 shipped to my door. So that's kind of why I sold it. I didn't obviously foresee this happening, but Randy Rosarena had the highest of high, broke records as a rookie in the MLB playoffs, in the World Series as well.
yeah,
And then what happened was there was, basically he went back to Mexico, and there was like an abduction of his daughter, that he was tied to, like trying to abduct his daughter back or whatever, the right
dude,
terminology for that is. And his card prices, dude, there's $6 raw now. $6.
yeah.
He
That's like
he
the
it
worst
hit
attention
him.
you can get. Yeah, that's the worst attention you can get for stuff like that, dude. It kind of reminds me his story of like Man on Fire. I don't know if you ever saw Man on Fire. Not trying to ruin the movie, but that's what happened.
Yep.
The dad was part of it, and then things went south because there's a lot of dollars at stake, right? Again, you don't get to hear all the stories, but when people start getting money and stuff like that, like they make different decisions. They're not,
Mhm.
and I think to most people, things like that seems odd to us, but that's because we don't live the same life. You have to think about it. When you're making even just $1 million a year, and if you make $100,000 a year, and you're used to making 10,000 a year or 20 grand, that's completely different. You're gonna do dumb stuff, man. Like,
Yeah.
who knows? Like, dude, if I was making 10 million a year, I would be a psycho. I'd be on drugs probably.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at Bieber, right? That certainly changed him.
Oh,
This question by PD. So PD says, do you think it could drop off to the off-season prices, raw $40? 100% I do. Because right now, when I looked at it, it was just around $60. And it depends how long. Even if he's found, that all these allegations are completely false, he's going to miss time. And the fact that he's going to miss time, his card prices will start to slowly but surely go down. And we've seen it with guys who haven't did anything wrong, who were part of those NHL teams, within the COVID protocol. So there was like 6 or 7 teams that just didn't play for like 13, 14 days. And their card prices, just as a natural result of not being on TV and not playing, their card prices started to dip a bit. And I think, Panarin's is certainly going to do that as well.
Dude, the same thing happened to Kobe. He had a trial over rape allegations, and then some people still believe it. The thing with it is people will believe a lie, but they'll never believe they've been lied to. So in essence, when people hear a story like this, a lot of people will think no matter what, they probably won't even know what happened in the end, but a lot of people are going to relate him to this forever. And even if he comes on the other side, people still think OJ did it. People think, like, you know what I mean? Whether he did or didn't, who knows? But like, dude, like that's the thing. When you get tied into stories like this, you get destroyed. People believe a lot of things that aren't even true.
That's a good point.
Right.
That's a very good point. And, again, you can even look at Pete Rose card prices and, for having the most hits all time and what's proven to be, scientifically speaking, the hardest thing to do in all of pro sports and hit a baseball. This is the guy who's been the best at it. But again, if you know Pete Rose and the background of, betting on baseball, a lot of people don't like him. So, again, I just wanted to bring it up, a rather interesting topic, because here's a guy who literally had the 3rd most points in the NHL last year. He's off to a pretty great start this year, and now he's going to be missing some time. And that's the scary part. We don't know how long this is going to take. And as you alluded to, you don't really mess with Russia and Putin. You just don't. So we'll see how long he's out for. I've read some reports that it's more of an issue of keeping his family safe than anything else. And if that's the case, I hope he's gonna be safe and okay.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's hanging out. He's hiding at Panera Bread. I have no idea. For people that don't know, I love that Panarin.
They call him the bread man.
The bread man.
The bread
next
man.
question. I can't be.
All right. Next question, boys. All right. So this is the question that Mitch wanted. And this is a question that we get asked a lot here. When is the best time to sell cards? Straight up.
Right
when
now?
is the best time to sell cards?
Well, I think, yeah, and if you guys can ask questions, that'd be cool too. And I always go through this, and like I definitely, my whole mindset, I thought I would buy cards, hold them for 20 years, and that's it. But like I'm starting to move some stuff. I'm starting to think, hey, maybe now's the time, because certain things have happened. Here's one of them. When you get a card, have a plan before.
Yep.
This is huge. If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there smoothly, right? So even for me, I graded those Tatis. I want to move some of them now. And Mike DeStefano, don't offer me $4 for a PSA 10 Chrome Fernando Tatis. Unbelievable. I'm offering you $4 for a McDavid. Piece of crap. Yeah, so basically, when you make a 10x return, okay, try to take a breather and think logically, like, oh, I 10x my money. Guys, that's not normal. No. You take $1, okay? Let me show you. $1 and it's $10. That's a crazy return. That would take you years and years at the bank. So remember, the market's hot. And yeah, you gotta have a game plan. You have to have an idea before going into it. And if you 10x your money, just maybe sell half, depending. Like, there's a lot of variables to it, right?
Yeah, I think it comes down to several things. Obviously, you want to have a plan. Obviously, this comment that Mike just put, when the market is on fire about that card, that might be a good time. But again, let's say Fernando Tatis Jr. is a card that, quote unquote, is on fire right now. If you just bought him not too long ago, I wouldn't be selling him now. I'd be riding out to see how his season goes. So there's always going to be contradictions to each rule. Um, I would argue personally, for me, it depends if you're flipping, if you're wanting to hold long term and everything like that, of course. So everything's going to change. But for me, whenever I come to a point, so I'll always list at, let's say, a 2x price, and I'll wait a little bit and see if it moves. If it doesn't, I'll come down a bit. I'll come down a bit, and I like to just take profit and roll up the profit, because what that does is just build up my bankroll. And when I can build up my bankroll, um, without buying things, that gives me more money and more capital to either invest in other cards or just wait for that solid investment. You talk about it all the time where you're like, you know what? I probably should have waited for this investment. Because there's some investments that you just see and deep down in your stomach how great of an investment it is. Yeah. So for me, I'm just always trying to take profit because there's so many unknowns. Like it's exactly that. If you just purchased Artemi Panarin last week and now this news is coming out, you're losing money. So I don't know. Like obviously playoffs is a really good time too. I feel like that's kind of a cookie cutter answer, pardon me. But I'm just always trying to take profit, but at the same time, like for Mitch, for example, you bought that Tatis at $10, you graded it, it's now worth like 600. Like, guys, like you just simply can't. I mean, I don't know any other kind of investment stream where you can make that type of profit that quick. Again, you can put your money in the bank and you'll maybe make 1%, depending on your bank. A profit is a profit is a profit. That's money that just comes to you. It's more money than you had. That's just me. I like to work my way up and move it into the next hot guy or the next guy that I believe in. So,
yeah. To me, it's really about timing and your gut feeling. I know it sounds cheesy, but that's kind of the way it is, but also like you have to know, like you have to research a lot, right? Like to me, I could sell and get a crazy return on Tatis on all my cards.
mm-hmm.
I have less than 10 of them, but I have 4 or 5 nice graded ones. And even now I'm like, I could sell all of them right now. However, Tatis is a guy that I'd be buying right now if I had $500-600, because he's the one guy that's obvious to me that is kind of, still he's still, speculative, but he'll go up in my opinion.
And that's important too in deciding when to sell your cards. If you just have one compared to if you have multiple, well, if you have multiple and if you can only just sell one or even two to make your money back, then do it.
Life is legit. People need to understand that it's legit a game. So even the way I look at it is, dude, I sell one of those cards. Okay, I make money on all of the cards, first of all, like triple my money. And now I have 4 cards working in this game of the hobby. So now I'm in the game without having to work or put a lot of extra money into it. That's where I see it being good too, right? So if you have a card that goes way up, and if you have several, sell one, hold the other one in the market. Now you're in with no risk. There's no way you can lose at that point, which is pretty dope. So I like that too.
I just pinned up Jackson's comment here, basically saying how he reinvested his profit. I'm always going to advise reinvesting the profit unless you believe that the card will go down to like
always
nothing, because in a sense you're playing with house money. That's a profit and you're having the money work for you. So again, you can buy one card for $10, turn it into 20, and then now you have $20, put it into maybe 4 different $5 cards and sell all those, and now you have whatever, and you just have more and more money. But all you ever put in to start was 10. So it's like realistically you are playing with house money. And there's also 2 ways to view things, right? It's like when you're at the casino and you put in $10 and you make it up to, let's say, 100. And I want to make this very clear, right? So again, you put in $10 and you make it up to 100. At this point, you can cash out and take the 100, right? Or you can risk playing and even bring it down to 40 and taking the 40. Now, there's two ways of thinking about it. You can either view it as, hey, I went from $10 and I left with 40. There's my profit. I won that money. No, sir. You had the opportunity to have $100 and you left with 40, meaning you actually just lost $60. So your opportunity cost, that's personally the way that I like to look at it.
Well,
Most people are different, but again, you had the opportunity to grab the 100 and you went home with, let's say, $30 or $40.
well, I'm
You
crazy.
actually lost money. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
lost money.
Yeah,
Sure,
but
you only put in the 10.
Yeah. Well, Bird, I'm crazy though too, because like I believe you have to take risks, but you also don't want to lose money. So like, dude, when I first really got into cards, dude, I took what, 400 or 500 bucks, bought all those Zion hoops when they
Yeah.
were like, this was before the cards boomed. I literally bought those cards and like I had like $2 in my checking account. And I had no money for anything else. Like if my car broke down or anything, like dude, I even have gas money sometimes. I legit
Yeah.
have no
I
gas.
remember.
I would sleep out like in parking lots. Dude, I legit slept in parking lots overnight because I didn't want to waste money on gas because I had to buy more Zions. Like you have to go all in too, I think, but you want to go all in and be calculated with it.
Right.
I mean, that was crazy though too, because then Zion started walking around in crutches, and I'm like, oh my god, I put money in some guy can't even walk.
That's a high risk, high reward. And to go
No,
back,
no, that was calculated.
I mean,
Dude, I was sleeping in my car in parking lots. There were crazy people around me. I'm like, dude,
that's why I would say high risk,
yeah,
high
I
reward. The
slept
guy
good at
wasn't
night.
even walking.
I slept good at night because I'm like, you know what? I got money on Zion. This kid's good.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody says here, Mike says, 10x is my golden investment rule. If I don't think I can sell it for 10x down the road, I don't buy. Very interesting. That's very interesting. Because I'm telling you, there's certain.
all right, Mike. All right, Mike. So, what's your 10x golden investment right now?
Yeah, that's 10x is
Which, which on Thursday, I have $100 budget video coming out, and I have my pick that I feel can be another Zion. Just to let you all know. So,
interesting. All right, let's move on here. Just to let you all know, the stream's going to go on for around another half hour, not too much longer than that. Speaking of that video, Mitch, another question that we get asked often: how much money do I need to start investing? You can take that one. I feel like it depends,
okay.
right?
It's important to get as much money as you can because it's going to speed up the process. And right
Yeah.
now we're at a time where cards are hot. If you get to the point where you start out buying $5 cards and then, a year from now you're just starting to buy $100 cards, I think it might be too late to get crazy growth. The best thing is to get your hands on as much money as possible. Don't borrow like a crazy amount of money. But I would say at least a couple $100. You can do less, but dude, you're gonna spend time researching. If you're gonna put time and effort into it, go all in. Like spend a couple $100 at least, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables to that question, but
Sorry to go back. I'm not sure if this is a troll comment or not, but Canuck fan card says $1 Connor McDavid rookie cards, and I imagine he's speaking about turning it into $1 into $10. That's a mindset that I used to have, but at the end of the day, turning $1 into $10, even if it does 10x, you just got $10. I'm slowly but surely, I've used my bankroll. Like that's a great way to start, turning 1 into 10 and then using the 10 and building up. That way you eventually are starting to flip $50, $100, $200 cards. But if you just put like $100 into 100 different $1 cards, that's going to take you an astronomically long time to maybe not to profit, but if you're looking at just 10xing,
it
I would
depends what
maybe
your goal is,
advise.
right? Like if you're legit just starting and if you're young, dude, I only started investing like heavily into sports cards like a couple years ago. and now I'm playing with $1,000 cards, whereas I never thought I'd be doing that. Like I just spent $2,000 to grade like 25
Mhm.
cards. So I'm still all in. So like, dude, like if that doesn't work out, if something goes wrong, I'm like out of the game. Like, but I also have I have a clear vision as to what I want to do, and it might
Mhm.
be crazy to some people, but like I know what I want to hit. Like I want to legit be playing in the $100,000 game. So
Right. Interesting comment by Jackson as well. Jackson, you're a real OG buddy. He's
yeah, at least
been
he's a gaming guy.
uh,
Call me out.
he's been here from day one. Always calling Mitch out on his card savers.
Yeah,
And this is interesting. He says you don't need too much money in his opinion. Flip on ComC with $10
never agree with me,
and
gaming god. What
call
the
it
heck?
from there. I I mean, at the end of the day, that's just that, man. If you flip with 10 and then you reinvest that 10 and that 10 leads to 40 or 20 and then the 20 leads to 40, so on and so forth. It's exactly that, man. You can make some pretty good money. So, just start with it as Mitch pulls up a dark magician.
So guys, Dark Magician SDY006. This is starter deck Yugi. I'm just giving you guys a little pick here. I think this is criminally undervalued. Not because I'm saying it, but because it is. Who else is into Yu-Gi-Oh? If you're into Yu-Gi-Oh, tell me why you think it's undervalued as well. I Let me know if you want me to do an episode on Yu-Gi-Oh. So my knowledge in Yu-Gi-Oh and my emotion for Yu-Gi-Oh probably similar to Bird. We
Oh,
legit played Yu-Gi-Oh for years
years.
and years and years. I had way more Yu-Gi-Oh than I did Pokemon as
Yeah.
a kid.
We
Like
we
I
we
got
had those armbands with the
all my
little dual deck.
dude. That's how I lost all my Pokemon. I was buying all these Yu-Gi-Oh. So not buying them, but trading them and stuff. So let us know if you'd like to see a Yu-Gi-Oh episode. I think Yu-Gi-Oh hasn't had enough attention yet, too. So
Interesting. What else can we move on to? Um, this is interesting. I actually texted this to you earlier on today. It seems like PSA is getting higher, and not only higher. So currently, they got like 3 or 4 service levels that are suspended. So currently, they have the most expensive, which is like Supreme Expedite or whatever. It's $200 a card. Max declared value, I want to say 5,000, maybe it's higher. And then, of course, they have the bulk submission where you need to send them a minimum 20 cards. And for modern, it's $15 a card. But here's the catch: the maximum declared value is just $199, which means
yeah,
if you have a Zion, if you have a McDavid, if you even have a Luca, if you have almost any good modern player, you can't even send it off because the max declared value is $199. Mitch, I've been telling you for a while, I think PSA is in trouble. I really do. Because, only because, and I get it, they're king, but if you look at some of the comp prices that I showed you today, HGA is
yeah,
catching up.
yeah. And we got an HGA question, but just to hit on the grading prices are higher. Um, in me, because this is all unfolding right in front of us, and legit, I have got most of my cards that have to be graded. I would say I have 70 cards that I legit I saved all my money to get these cards that were like $20,
Mhm,
$30. And I wanted to grade them all PSA, but now it's so expensive to grade, specifically in Canada too, with the shipping and all that,
mhm.
where I sent some off to Mint. But I have tons of cards that I can't even grade right now. However, I am grading my high end cards because with the declared value, it's worth it in my opinion. Because ungraded versus graded, I mean, you're talking 2, 3, 4, or 5x your money.
Yeah.
So, like I said too, I sent off and I filmed a video for you guys too. I'm going to be showing you the 26 cards that I'm sending off to PSA. So here, we're able to with Frank's store to grade cards for $80 a card at a $999 value, so about $1,000. I believe it's like a private dealer and all that. So, but anyways, I spent like a couple grand to grade cards. So
Well,
I'm
that's
I mean, dude, I'm crazy, man. I probably I'll probably never. Dude, what's that Tiger documentary? Like, I'm never gonna financially recover from this. I don't know if you've seen that meme.
I haven't. For the record, though,
Tiger King or whatever it is.
so, okay, so I will work to this. Brandon says Beckett is around $45 a card, and Canucks fan says, "Is Beckett still good?" Guys, I showed Mitch a comp today of his all-time favorite basketball player, Zion Williamson. Would you believe
That's true.
that an HGA card, 9.5, sold for considerably more money? What was it, like 130, 150 bucks more than a BGS 9.5?
I have to get one. I have to get an HGA.
It sold for more money. And there was another card. I can't forget. It was either Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. And what I told you was the HGA 9 sold for more than the PSA 9. More than the PSA 9. So a 9 versus PSA. And again, this company is guaranteeing turnaround time. They're guaranteeing that they hit it, otherwise your money back. It's considerably cheaper. You can customize the cards. I'm not saying HGA is going to take over. What I'm saying is
you've been talking
it's not, but dude, it's not worth it to spend at least what we're seeing here in Canada, $80 on a card for a BGA or for a PSA 10 when you can just go out and spend $100 on it and pick it up. And the hockey card market is the best for that.
Okay, but my only thing to that is, like, the last PSA submission I got, I like the cards. And I mean, well, here, let's hold up a slab because I have some. Like, here are 2 cards I already sold. Like, I sold them today. Shadowless Pokemon. One sold for like 150, one sold for like $100 or something. The thing is that when you look at the whole spectrum of people wanting to buy and sell cards, PSA is still number one.
Yes.
And they still hold that name. And with your cards being in a hot market, if you don't feel like screwing around, just go freaking PSA. And I know they're getting expensive. They're taking their cut. But if you have a card that's worth over $500, in my opinion, then it's worth it. And that's why I graded the cards I did recently.
Yeah.
But again, are you paying a lot? Yeah, it's just like, for me, I'm grading my cards that aren't worth $500 with mint because I feel like I can resell it and it's worth grading and it's cheap versus, selling it raw. It would kill me to sell, like, I don't like selling raw cards when I know that it's like a 10 or a 9 when I know I could get more value out of it, right? The whole goal of investing is to create value. And you do that by getting the card at the right time, which will create more value down the road. You get the right player when they're undervalued. That's what it's about. You don't grade cards for any other reason than to add more value to it and to authenticate it. But when you're doing that, you're adding value. You get paid in the world for adding value. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I like this question. So basically, to sum up what Mitch is saying, if your card is like a banger of a card, go PSA because PSA is still the GOAT. However, if you're just grading a PJ Washington rookie card, you might not want to be spending all that PSA money. You just
grade Mike Trout PSA, please.
Yes.
And HGA might be nice and might do well, but think about it. You're going to be able to sell it to a bigger range of people because maybe somebody will like it HGA, but to me, I'd rather own the PSA Mike Trout, especially a big time card. I'd rather own the PSA long term.
Yeah.
It's very important. Exactly. I agree with
Tao says it's too early to be putting this much value in HGA graded cards. There's nothing proprietary about them. I kind of disagree with that. The whole fact that you are taking away the human element of bias, of error, and so many different things. The robots do a good job at kind of doing the grade, and then they have the humans looking over, making sure that the robots didn't really, screw up.
I agree with what he's saying, though. I agree with the first part, though. Like, it is a lot.
It's early. Like they're not trusted
Yeah.
yet, right? They're
Well,
not. They're not
dude,
reputable.
they haven't even been hot for a year, dude. I don't think.
Yeah.
So I agree
eh,
with the first part.
yeah.
The second part, not as much.
Like you said too, I think what happens with HGA where it can get bad, um, there's a lot of people who love the slabs that match. I'm a fan of it matching the card. So even if the player is in a white and yellow uniform, but if the card is, let's say, a prism red, white, and blue wave, I would want the red, white, and blue of the actual card to be the label. But there's other people who don't want that. So with PSA, you know what you're getting, right? You know what you're getting. With HGA, there's three different options, right? You can match the jersey, you can match the actual card, or you can just have the plain generic one. Um, so that's just it, right? Now you might be just bringing yourself into a smaller market in terms of resale. So, anyways, guys, we're not saying one is better than the other. Right now, obviously, PSA is king. I do like HGA. I'm not getting even paid to say that whatsoever. However, we just wanted to bring up the comps because now they're starting to hit the market, and we're starting to see, because that was the biggest overlying question, right? Well, everyone was saying, oh, well, only time will tell when we start to see these resale values. And so far, what we're seeing is these resale values are they're doing quite well, to say the least.
Yeah. What are the questions we got? And Bird, what about
Should this is an interesting one. Should I
Bird?
trade?
Bird will answer.
Should I grade my Travis Konechny Young Gun with PSA or Beckett? Typically speaking, Beckett does pretty well for modern Young Guns. Travis Konechny, I'm hoping he picks it up because I also own some of his cards too. He grew up literally 3 minutes from where I work, so cool guy. Mitch, I would actually say Beckett tends to do better with modern just because of the Beckett price guide and everything that goes with it. But you can never go wrong PSA. Like you just can't. If you go Beckett, please get
Depends.
subgrades. Get subgrades.
Yeah,
If you
but
go
like,
Beckett, get subgrades. I can't stress that enough personally.
yeah, but like to be honest, like why not go mint if you're gonna sell it in Canada? Like,
Actually, that's a better idea.
like honestly, if you live in Canada,
That's a
like
better idea.
mint is in what are they in Brampton or something? Like,
Yep.
dude, I graded all my hockey Young Guns mint except for like if I did have like a Matthews or high end card, then I would do PSA. But I would just do mint for hockey because if you're gonna sell it to somebody in Canada through a Facebook group, that's where you could pay a lot less and get it
Yeah.
quicker.
And Travis Konechny right now is only around a $20 card raw. So PSA wise, depending on your grade, it's probably not going to be worth sending off to PSA, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
And you're from Toronto, so that works. Somebody
Yeah.
said, where should I send Austin Matthews? And again, guys, this gets to the whole value thing. Austin Matthews, PSA,
Dude.
don't even think about it. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
PSA.
Matthews
Like
is
what I'm saying is you
dude.
don't want your high value cards to be in a KSA. No offense to KSA. You don't want them in an SGC.
Crack that case.
It's just if and I mean be real with yourself. If the card value is $50, it's $50. But like if you have a if you have a Matthews, a McDavid, a Mike Trout, a Juan Soto, those type of goats, like that's another thing. I don't want to see a Juan Soto in an SGC. It just
Dude,
like
dude, the way
when he becomes great, like you'll want that in a PSA. That's all.
yeah, Bird, like legit, I think this is kind of what PSA is profiting off of too. If you have a card that's worth over $400-500, then you should probably do PSA.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna reach a bigger audience. You're gonna have the best of the best in terms of the company reputation, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth paying at that point too. So like again, yeah, if you had an Ovechkin, do PSA. Like that's going to solidify that card because you're eventually going to want to have to get a PSA. Like think about it, the best card in the world. You want to get a PSA. You don't want a Michael Jordan graded mint. You don't want a a Babe Ruth graded CGC. Like I would cry. I'd be like, why would you do that?
This is a really, really, really interesting question. Should I crack my 295 Zion Prism base and send a PSA?
Cracking cases.
At a 9.5, you already risk, and I get it. There's that price difference between BGS 9.5 and PSA 10, but then
Mhm.
you're also going. So you're gonna have to risk that PSA might even grade it a 9, not a 10. First and foremost, you will
Sure.
have to risk that. It's not a guaranteed 10, right? And you're gonna have to pay the fees. It, there's just so many things that can go wrong. Keep it in the BGS 9.5. I'm sure you've already profited at that point. I would hope so. Um, I, I I understand cracking nines
Yeah, but
and
is it
trying to
a
get it.
yeah, but
I,
is
I
it a
get that.
BGS? Is it a Beckett 9.5? Because I love Beckett 9.5s. I think they're like I have a
Yeah,
I have one Matthews left because I'm an idiot. I sold two of them early, but I have one Matthews PSA or I have one Matthews with subgrades, and I have a 10 subgrade, and it's a 9.5. So I love that card. I think it looks amazing. In Zion, BGS 9.5 looks great. So
this is another interesting question here, Mitch. Tops now, PSA or mint? Um,
ooh,
there's some top nows that I want. However, PSA just garners specifically for tops now. I've seen a lot more in PSA, such as the Erling Haaland. That thing's $50,000. I've seen some Mukokos. You know, guys, again, check out my soccer video. That's a video that we mentioned. Those Mukokos you could pick up for $10. In a PSA 10, however, they sell for 300, and there's
that's
a few
cool.
sales,
Yep.
right? PSA, again, I would go that way. Mint, I would argue hockey, mint. Us Canadian investors, we don't really bat an eye. That's normal to us. We like mint hockey cards. Um, with tops now, um, what I'll say before any grading company, just make sure that it's worth your while. Make sure that even if you get a 9, you're going to be making good money.
Well, we have a video. So I like guys like I had to reshoot some of this and stuff, but guys, I literally spent like 3 days to make a how to grade cards with mint.
Mhm.
You can see the cards I'm grading. Specifically, I graded 35 cards, and they're basically all hockey and Pokemon because my idea is I'm going to spend less money, get it quicker, which I still haven't gotten it yet.
Mhm.
But grade Pokemon and hockey, mint, if the card isn't like, $1,000 card, and then resell it into Facebook groups. I
Yep.
think there's a lot of profit to be made there versus going the whole US route.
Mhm.
If you live in the US though, like you might be able to get to do other things, but yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on. Next question.
Somebody said here, I thought this was hilarious. KSA is at least an upgrade from a top loader.
I don't think it's an upgrade from a top loader, to be honest.
It is though. I mean, at the end of the day, because you can purchase the KSA and then send it off. It's not like these companies aren't good at grading. It's just that they don't have the respect within the market. They don't have
Yeah, because their
the
case looks like KSA.
no. Well, let me put it this way, right? Um, going shopping at Walmart slash Old Navy for a price of jeans, right, is going to be considerably different than if you go to a Louis Vuitton or a Guess. It's just the reputability. It's not to say one is truthfully better than the other. I mean, honestly, you could just make that case with grading. KSA isn't necessarily bad at what they do. It might not look well. It might not sell well, but the grade is going to be pretty accurate to what a PSA would be. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who go after these lesser known grading companies, crack them and send them in. I know Sasha T does the same thing. Um, it's just risky, and I'm not gonna stand here on or pardon me, sit here on camera and advise you all to just crack stuff. If you want to, go ahead. It it is risky. It really is. So
mhm.
anyway, um, let's see this, Mitch. What do you think?
Yeah.
Uh, think about this. There's PSA, BGS, HGC, HGA, Mint, CGS,
Dude,
and they still can't keep up with the demand.
I did a top 10 predictions video. What did I say? One of my picks, I said PSA is going to be backed up way bigger than before, way crazier than before. Because I know, dude, I know people that have sent cards and they're not even good cards, and they sent like in bulk a long time ago. Like, think about it. You have new people getting into the hobby.
Mhm.
People have already everybody is grabbing a box in their basement and shipping crappy cards to PSA. How are they going to grade every card in America
They're not.
and in Canada? So I think they're so backed up. I don't even know. I don't work there, but I assume these companies are getting backed up. So
Yeah. That's funny
I
though,
mean, I don't even
Mike.
know if there's a question there. It seems rhetorical, but
I think he's just making a point of what
yeah.
the market is.
Hang, hang.
I
We
find
need
this
some
funny.
grade cards. We need some hang grading, dude.
Yeah. With that being said, like me personally, and Mitch can attest to this because Mitch is always telling me and asking me, saying, "Hey, I'm sending off to PSA. I'm sending off to Mint. Whatever. Do you have any cards that you want to send off?" And
Yeah.
my answer, 99 times out of 100, is no. Um,
Bird doesn't even
I
have cards anymore.
I'd
Did
I
you?
have cards. I do.
I know.
Most of them are on ComC, because that's just it. Like even if I send off cards, nothing's guaranteed that I'm going to get a 10, and then the price that you're paying for it, it's just not worth it to me. And then the turnaround time. In that time, even if cards are $20 to send in, I am so confident, dude, that I can use that $20 and flip my way up to make more money in that same time period. That even if PSA would give me the card within a month or 2 months, now is even a rather good timetable for them. But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm confident that that $20 within that time period, I can flip my way up to more profit than I would have gotten. That's
Yeah,
just me.
yeah, except Mbappe. What's going on with that, Bird?
Mbappe,
Bird knows.
that card just sold on Probstein for $125.
Really?
It did. So
So it's not
it's
great.
going up. It's gonna go up. And I mean at the end of the day, what do you call it? Champions League, right? The second round is next week. So if Mbappe just so happens to pull off a miracle and scores another hat trick,
Yeah.
whew. Anyway, um,
Yeah, I agree. I said that to Bird. I'm like, dude, where's their app? I said that to Bird. In I actually like their website. I think I already vouched for them. Their
have you
website's not
just
bad when you start using it. It's just
have you used their website on your phone though? Like they
yeah,
don't have an
that's
app,
dude, that's how
but
I
it's great. It's great
it's
though.
fine. It's fine, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, definitely it would be cool to it would definitely be cool to have a an app for that.
oh, I
I mean,
agree.
talking about apps, I do like Jeff's sports card app. And dude, let's get to the Tiger Woods question.
Really quick before
All right,
Tigers Woods.
I just
Really
want to talk
quick.
about okay, because I want to talk about how ruthless. I love our people in the hobby, and I just
We'll
want to
get
get
there.
to how ruthless we are.
We will get there. Um, he's saying, "Am I done buying Otani Chrome PSA 10 or PSA 9?" And the point I want to make, more so than anything, doesn't matter what you truly believe in Otani. If the hype is there, and if Otani does anything great, and again, both hitting or pitching, if he does anything great, and if the price is right, you will make a profit based on
Otani's
hype alone.
Otani's amazing, dude.
Based on hype alone. I'm not saying so. If that answers, I hope that kind of answers the question for you. If you get them at the right price, go for it. Mitch, we have about 15 minutes tops here, and this is what we wanted to talk about. I'm sure most of you have heard the news. Tiger Woods got into another car accident this time, much more
Was it?
serious.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
it
even going to
wasn't.
try to joke about it. It wasn't a DUI. It wasn't anything like that.
It wasn't his wife either.
And it wasn't his wife, right?
Yeah.
Um, this one looked pretty serious. Apparently, when they found him, he was conscious. They had to axe him out of the windshield. It didn't look good. Needless to say, he went into surgery. They seem to say he's going to be okay. I hate TMZ. TMZ is a joke of a company. I just need to rant on that really quick too, because
Totally.
TMZ is also the company, or the platform that made it publicly known that Gigi and Kobe Bryant passed away. Guys, I'm a journalist. That's not how you do it. Because Vanessa Bryant, the mother and the wife, found out that her poor husband and her baby girl passed via Twitter. TMZ is a joke. you got to go through the proper streaming channels before you blast stuff out like that when people die. They did the same thing with Tiger Woods when he was injured, saying, "Oh, he may never walk," and then literally
But
14 hours later,
media does that, dude. I don't want to talk about
it's
the media.
ridiculous.
Dude, the media's been doing this forever with everybody. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
dude, the media's
Anyway.
a joke, and people have called it out, and people still fall for it. Like, dude, when you get a headline saying like Tiger Woods may never walk again, well, yeah, you can
Right.
say that about anything. If you like fell on the ground, you see
Can't just read the headlines, though, right?
Yeah,
if you're just reading the headlines, you're fooling yourself. So.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the savageness of people in the hobby, and I say it part jokingly because it's unbelievable. When COVID first started happening, even Bird told me, and I have to laugh a little bit because this one guy, I believe he was in our Facebook group, he posted during COVID, like what you're talking about when the pandemic first happened. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, swept up Walmart, going to another," and he had a shopping cart full of like cards, and I'm like, "That's this guy's like risking his life for cards." And then I look on the app, I hear the Tiger Woods news. Tiger Woods cards, his rookie, his PSA 10 is up like 50%. I'm like, man, people are ruthless in this hobby. So part of it's funny, but part of it is kind of serious. Like, come on, guys. Like, don't be profiting off of people's injuries. Come on.
Yeah.
But I guess, again, like when something bad happens to a player, then we sell too, etc. So it's just, way of the market, man.
Right. It's death too, right? And I mean, I think so many people saw what happened when Kobe passed. When Shaq passes, I'm sure he'll receive an unfortunate boost in card prices. But you're absolutely right. Like it's just Tiger Woods gets into a pretty bad wreck. Like there's no other way to describe it. It was really bad, and some of people's first instincts are, I gotta go out and buy his card. Like I just don't know where that comes from.
I never bought his card, like
it's
like because of that. I'm just saying, but
yeah, the market. Pardon me, the market's quite hot right now. A lot's going to need to change to make Vegas stay right, but I guess he's got 3 years.
yeah, got some time. I mean,
Yeah. What else we got here? All right, Mitch. Last segment. We got 10 minutes before I got to get going here. So again, if you guys have questions, ask away though.
The only safe investment is to invest in yourself and watch our show.
I agree. All right, guys. That's the end of the show. No, I'm kidding. It's such a loaded question. Like safe investment. LeBron is safe, but if tomorrow a cheating scandal comes out in any way, whether it be on his wife or whether it be a cheating scandal in he paid refs to rig games, that's not going to help him. And I'm not saying that's going to help or that's going to happen. LeBron, Messi's a pretty safe investment. Wayne Gretzky, the dude's already retired. He is hockey, like he's hockey in Canada.
His daughter's gonna get in trouble though. Maybe
his daughter's well off, dating a professional golfer as well.
Oh crap.
So what do you think? Like honestly, without trying to like I don't know. I hear all the time that like even Luka is a quote unquote safe investment, and like sure you can make a case for that, but when I truly think safe investment, dude, I'm thinking Michael Jordan, I'm thinking Messi, I'm thinking all those goats.
I'm thinking Babe Ruth, and the fact that maybe even people will forget about him and his cards will go down. There's no such thing really as a safe investment. I look at it as low risk and high risk. Low risk is going to be a speculative player that's going to be a player who's only been playing for less than 10 years. A low risk is somebody who has been playing for a long time. Tops. I should have bought Joe Rogan might be president, like smoking weed or something one day. So I don't know. I mean, no, think about it, man.
I've seen that card go up a lot in value, the Joe Rogan's card, because he's kind of like the GOAT of UFC announcing.
No joke. And he's got a legendary leg kick.
But that's obvious, guys. If you're seeing this comment, that comment's a joke.
He's not an athlete though. He's a commentator, like legit.
Yeah.
You know,
Tiger Woods as a safe investment. There's a lot of guys who hate Tiger Woods, tons and tons and tons. And
but
again, as we've seen it
though,
up until recently,
dude,
if you're not
Woods,
likes though,
or Tiger Woods is the GOAT of golf though. Like I don't even care, dude. I understand Jack Nicholson, all that, but dude, Tiger Woods has had so much attention on him since a young kid.
But people don't like him.
Tiger, when you think of golf, you think of Tiger Woods first.
Right.
I really believe that for most people.
Sure, but again, market popularity is important. Tim Duncan is literally a top 10 player all time. Literally.
Yeah, but he's not Michael Jordan, though.
But a lot of people don't like him. But he's top 10. I'm just saying, he's top 10.
But who's top 10 in golf? Nobody knows. Dude.
Arnold Palmer? I mean, that dude makes a mean drink.
Palmer is top 5, in my opinion. Shooter McGavin, top 3. Like.
Shooter. Should I buy Crosby's second? Mitch, you can answer that one. Should I buy more Crosby's second-year cards?
I don't know. I don't like. I like Ovechkin. I don't like Crosby. I'm sorry.
He's so good though. I hate him, but he's so good.
No, Crosby's legit. His hand-eye coordination. He's already got the goal of the year, in my opinion. Like he does things, and I don't know.
I don't believe in second-year cards, but
I don't know, but I believe in second-year cards if you can get in early because everything is timing. And it might be a good time to get a second-year cards, but
I'd rather have a Parkhurst rookie.
I don't know. I'm just like
saying something.
I think we talked about this before. Second-year cards aren't a bad idea for older cards, and if you're going to get in very early, like if you bought the Lakers LeBron like a year ago, but now it's kind of like I don't know. I don't see
that. No, because that card dipped. That used to be in a PSA 10. That used to be a $600-700 card. You can find that right now for like $90.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about it's worth it if you would have got in like a year ago or when it first came out, right?
Yeah.
I still have one because I see it going up slowly, but second-year vintage, of course. Yeah.
I mean, that's just it, right? Crosby's played in 1,000 games and has what, close to 1,500 points, or he's already hit that. I'm pretty sure.
He's really good, fortunately.
Crosby's great. I'm just not a fan of second-year cards. I don't. If a guy plays 20 years, what makes the second year more valuable than his third, fourth, fifth, or sixth?
Honestly, if you're gonna invest money, I'm not telling you to do it, but dude, I would buy Stützle. I would wait and buy Stützle if you're gonna try to get growth in a card.
Stützle pre-sales are already at $160 though.
Yeah, but that's probably going to go up more than a Crosby second year. I don't know.
Yeah. Vitaly Kravtsov, young gun, under $5 right now.
Dude.
Buy or not. Vitaly Kravtsov, if you look at what's happening on the Rangers, he is going to be a top 6 forward. Yes, he just is. For $5, Vitaly Kravtsov is a pretty good buy right now. I think so.
And dude, Crosby, you could argue, had even more hype than like McDavid, because I remember when all of our teachers would talk about it in school when I was in grade school. Crosby was going to be the next Wayne Gretzky, so I don't know what he came out as, but
he wasn't $400 or $350 like Laff was. That's for sure. The hobby's just
a laugh. Stützle is performing better than Lafreniere.
Yeah, Stützle. I don't think that surprises many people, though. I mean, Stützle was, and he's going to be great. But again, there are some guys who I'd actually rather pick up 3 or maybe even 4 of their cards over a guy like Kravtsov. And again, that's a tidbit to go check out our monthly podcast with the Hockey Card Guru and myself, Mike DiStefano. So check out his channel as well. I believe that's Canadian card collecting. So check it out.
Yeah. Lafreniere's got 2 points. He's got 2 goals.
It's early on, man. It's early. Kravtsov has sweet highlights, but Rangers need a new head coach. I completely disagree. I think David Quinn is the answer. I really do. Let's see here. The Blackhawks rookies are producing great. It seems like every year they're producing great. I mean, last year with Dominic Kubalik, this year with Pius Suter, and as I correctly predicted, Kurashev would be a stud, and he is a stud.
Dude, I think these Jenner cards are undervalued. I have one that's coming in the mail.
Oh man, we need to get these Gordon Bombay rookie cards.
Dude, Gordon Bombay.
Huh.
Gordon Bombay just had a short career because he had that knee injury.
Yeah, quack quack quack, Mr. Ducksworth. Guys, I get it. You guys are trying to roast this 19-year-old after 13 games. Get out of here with that.
16 games.
Get out of here with that. Dude, again, Steven Stamkos was god-awful in his first 28 games. But that's okay.
Was he that bad?
He was. He had like 2 goals in 28 games.
Yeah.
He was really bad.
Yeah.
Dude, guess how many goals Joe Thornton had in his rookie year? Guess.
Yeah, but he's not. It's Joe Thornton.
0. Joe Thornton's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, because he's played for 80 years.
Regardless.
And he has a beard. Loft doesn't have that beard. Joe Thornton's a man.
Let's see here.
A little boy.
Guys, the thing about the first year LeBron Laker card, why I would stay away like the plague, what's happening even right now with Tom Brady's card. So obviously Tom Brady is and was a franchise player for the Patriots, and I get it. His first year with the Bucs, he won a Super Bowl. So many people are just bringing that card in. If you guys watched our last stream, we briefly mentioned while Mitch left, but we briefly mentioned the amount of cards at PSA now, not even yet to enter the market. Like they're so backlogged. And it's the same thing with ComC. You might see on the market that there's only X amount of cards available, and then in a month to 6 months time, you're just going to see so many more, and the price is just naturally going to drop because people want to be the lowest. So
Thornton runs on beard power.
Petrie, great question. Capo Caco, the fact that he's on the COVID list is going to make his card price drop. If you can wait maybe another 4 or 5 days, yeah, because the Rangers do have a few games, but the least, like the less he plays, the cheaper his card will drop.
Well, dude, he's gonna play a lot.
Okay.
Dude, Putin's gonna take out Panarin, and Kako's gonna have more attention.
Honestly, there's another thing, right? If Kako wants to move to the left wing, for sure. Let's see. Montreal is firing a Stanley Cup winning coach. Again, Mike Babcock got fired. Put the yearbook away there.
Why did he get fired again?
Oh, you don't know why Babcock got fired?
Was that because people couldn't deal with him anymore because he's old school?
No, he went to Mitch Marner, and he wanted him to come up with the list of the top 10 hardest workers on the team, and then and put himself in there too. And then Mike Babcock grabbed the list and read it in front of the entire team. You just don't do that. And a lot of players,
if I run a company though, like
a lot of players lost respect for him. That's a big no-no for a rookie. Made him feel absolutely uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is.
They weren't winning.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's kind of like, I don't know. I had a coach that was way crazier than that. If he did that, I would have been happy.
Kyle D says it took over a month for ComC to post all my Young Gun cards I sent. 3-week turnaround time plus shipping time, right? And it's 3-week by the time that they receive the cards. Yeah, so a month seems more than fine.
Once you're all set up, I don't know if you're set up or not, but once you're all set up, things just kind of do their thing a little bit. It gets to be quite passive. Although I haven't sold a card in a while on ComC. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe your prices are too high.
Bring
them down.
They are. What, I can't go lower than $1.
All right, guys. One last question, and then we got to get going here, though.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Jason Robertson, Calder, contender. I'm gonna go with no.
No.
There's too many other great options.
SPF, you lost all your credibility.
No, he's fine. Kidding. So. All right, guys. Hour and a half stream here. We'll probably do this again, maybe over the weekend or something like that. Bring on a guest. We've reached out to a few people, so we'll see if that works out. So again, Mitch, thanks for being here and talking cards.
Yep.
Thanks everyone out who came here. That's a funny comment. Putin have a rookie card yet? Anyways, guys.
Putin Hooting on a horse?
Yeah. Until next time, guys.